Hello everyone, it's Declan here from Central YMCA in London. I hope you're doing well and keeping safe. So today's session, we're going to focus on doing some chair-based Pilates introduction session. So if you've never done Pilates before, give it a go. Pilates essentially is about, mindful movement. So moving the body in different planes of direction, but in a slow, controlled way, and really focusing on abdominal muscles contracting, pelvic floor included. So your pelvic floor muscle is the muscle that you use when you are, for example, stuck on a train from here to Wales and there are no toilets working and you suddenly have to think, I have to engage my pelvic floor. That is essentially it. So you've got to draw from back to front, and that will help to fire off your deeper abdominal muscles. So when I say pelvic floor engagement, that is essentially what I mean during the session. What you need for the session is to wear some loose-fitting clothes. Make sure you have got a chair, obviously, a nice solid chair. And I would also suggest having a towel. So I'm just going to roll this one up into a sort of a long, almost like a piece of string, I guess. So kind of like that. And a little book, soft book, if you want. Doesn't matter how thick it is, preferably about that thick. If you have a soft ball that you can put between your knees, use that as well. And make sure you've got some water ready to use. I'm also going to do this in bare feet, specifically because we're going to do some ankle mobility and it is important to have no shoes on. If you want to wear socks, that's your choice, but I would recommend bare feet for this session. All right, let's get started. Let me just check the cameras on the chair so you can see me. Yep. Okay, so have everything kind of reasonably close by to you. And just for a second or so, let me just move this one more time. The joys of filming myself. All right. So I just want you to get a sense of the body weight distributed evenly throughout the feet. So take a few seconds here just to feel grounded and make sure that you are standing with your body weight distributed evenly through both legs. In other words, you're not leaning to one side. You can rock the hips forward and back, maybe lift the toes up, lift the heels up, just to do a couple of gentle grounding through the body movements. Okay, now we're going to come into a seated position, but we're going to do it slowly. So starting to think about our breath, which is going to be inhaling through your nose and exhaling through gently pursed lips. We're going to focus on that throughout the class. It's important to keep the breathing nice and smooth, nice and even. It's going to help to fire off your deeper abdominals. We're going to start to think about drawing your pelvic floor up. So just do that a few times now as we're standing, focusing on just tightening your pelvic floor and then gently releasing it. So do that a few times. Inhale to tighten and then exhale to release. So start to get that image in your mind of drawing out from back to front. Remember, it's an internal contraction that you're doing. Just a few more times. Good. Now keeping your feet hip width apart, keeping the abdominals engaged. Start to gently sit back down into the chair, but we're not going to just flop down. We're going to go in nice and slow, and we're going to find the chair. So the chair will obviously be behind us, but always go into it slowly, just so you're working the body in a mindful way. Now, the next thing is just to make sure your knees are in line with your hips. So often people sit with the legs, the knees kind of dropping out. I want them to be here. Now, the reason I mentioned having a book or a ball, if you have one close by, is if it's a challenge, perhaps just for the first few minutes of the class, just keep a book there. So you're starting to work your inner thighs, okay, your adductor muscles. It's not compulsory, but it's just a nice way of kind of getting that sense of everything is in one straight line, hips, knees, ankles, all right? So sitting nice and tall now. So another thing I'm going to say is I will be getting up to change the angle of my chair because I want you to see my body position from the side as well. So that may happen now. So I've got my inner thighs connected. So I'm going to remove the book now, but I may come back to it later. And I'm just going to make sure the knees don't suddenly now drop out to the side. They seem nice and grounded. Feel like your weight is still pushing down into your feet. Now, some of you may need to shuffle forward. Ideally, we don't want you to be sitting right back into the chair just yet. That will come later. We want you to get a sense of elevation from the tailbone through to the crown of the head. So just take a second to soften out now. Now we're going to do some shoulder movements and some neck movements. Starting with the neck, we're going to do some chin nods. So again, what I want you to do here is drop your chin down and then look up, look forward, drop down and look up. So just starting to move your neck in a slightly different direction. Down and then up. So a couple of gentle chin nods here, just getting the neck to start moving. We're going to take the neck into a side-to-side movement now, so hold it, chin parallel to the floor, and we're going to go to the side, center, and the side, center. So you're just going to do that a couple of times, just to consciously let go of any tension in the neck area. Try and look almost slightly behind you, over your shoulder, and then release. Now we're going to look up to the floor, so up to the ceiling, and then down to the floor, up to the ceiling, down to the floor. Just do 2 more for me, and do 1 more. Lovely. All right, so we've got the neck movement now. Draw the chin back slightly. From here, we're going to do some shoulder movements now. So we're going to do elevation, depression. So from here, I just want you to elevate the shoulders up and then slowly release down. So elevate up and slowly release down. Just do this a few times, just nice and gently, sliding the shoulders down rather than collapsing down. So elevation, depression. Now the fingers are long and strong, and you're just getting a sense of movement around your shoulder blades. So coming back to the breath, inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Let's do 2 more. Lovely. And then 1 more. And then release. You can do a little shoulder roll here if it feels good for you, just to loosen up the shoulders. Keep lifting up from the waistline so we're not collapsing down yet. Make sure the chest is lifted and make sure the pelvic floor muscle is still drawing in nice and tightly. All right, from here, keeping the feet planted firmly on the ground, we're going to do some protraction, retraction. So the arms are reaching forward now. You're going to inhale to slide the arms forward, and then you're going to exhale to draw them back. Inhale, forward, exhale, back. Inhale, forward, exhale, back. So protraction is to slide the arms forward, retraction, draw back. So just working through again through your shoulders. Now, I'm just going to stand up for a sec and change the angle of the chair. So just get ready for that now. So I'm going to take the arms down. I'm going to push myself up to a standing position, nice and tall. And then I'm just going to turn the chair so it's at a slight angle now. So you've got to see the spine from a different way. So you can see I'm re-engaging now, checking knees are in line with my hips. Spine is lengthening up. We're going to reach the arms forward, fingers long and strong, and we're going to reach forward and back. So nice and easy, just gliding forward, gliding back. Exhale forward, inhale back. Subtle movement, not a big movement. Release. Release. 1 more, please. And arms release down. Checking again that my knees haven't crept out to the side, feet are still planted firmly on the ground. We're going to get some movement through the spine now. So for this movement, we're going to take our hands behind our head, lift up, we're going to inhale, exhale, inhale back to center, exhale, rotate to the side, Inhale back to center. Exhale. Inhale back to center. So it's 3 breaths as you rotate. Inhale back to center. Let's do another 2, please. Keep the feet still. Inhale back to center. Feet planted on the ground. Inhale, exhale. Inhale back to your center. Bring the arms down and release. So we've got the spine to move in a different direction there, all right? But still keeping the tailbone lengthened up. So we've got some movement through the spine now. We're still starting to re-engage with that pelvic floor. If that's kind of lost it a little bit, make sure you come back to drawing it in and up, so you're keeping everything tight around your waistline and making sure that the spine is lengthened. Okay, so from here now, we're going to do a bit of lateral flexion. So I'm going to change the position of the chair in a sec, but for now, I just want you to keep the arms down to your side and simply inhale back up. So we're reaching to the floor now. Inhale back up, exhale down. Inhale back up, exhale down. Inhale back up. Okay, so I'm going to change the position of the chair now. Coming up to standing. Pushing up through the heels. Changing chair position. So just repeating what I just did now, so you get a sense of my body position here. Coming down, sitting nice and tall, re-engaging. So I may just take the book again and place it between my knees so I can feel that I've got that good inner thigh engagement. Lengthen up from the tailbone, release the arms down, drop your chin slightly so you're not hyperextending. And we're just going to go inhale up, exhale down. So just reaching to the side. One more time. And release. Excellent. So re-engage your pelvic floor now. So from here, we're just going to again do some movement through the upper body. So we're going to bring the arms and we're going to allow the palms to touch. Lift up, drop your chin. Inhale, exhale. Inhale back to your center. Exhale. Inhale back to your center. Exhale. So you're looking over the shoulder as the arm moves around. Inhale, exhale. So it's 3 exhales as you go around. Good. One more time on the other side, please. Inhale, exhale. Release back to your center and allow the arms to soften down. Okay. So from here, what we're going to do now is just, we've kind of got the upper body moving. We're just going to work the lower body now. We're going to do some leg extensions here. So again, it's important here just to check that nothing has changed. Your knees are still in line with your hips. You can hold on to the side of the chair for this if you like, or if you prefer, just have the arms out to the side. You choose. I'm going to hold on to the side of the chair, and I will change the chair direction here a little bit later so you can see me from the side. Now this is where we're going to move the ankle as well, so listen carefully, all right? So chest is lifted, look forward, and we're simply going to extend one leg and then the other. So just extending the leg up, contract the front of the thigh, point the toes. You can place the hands on the hips if you like. Try not to collapse back. So if you're particularly tight in the hips, it may be that you need to shuffle back just a few inches, which is not wrong. But just gently kick the legs up. Now, as you lift the legs, contract the front of the thigh. Release. Now on the next one, you're going to hold that leg up. Look at the ankle. You're going to point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, and flex. Keep nice and tall. Soften your shoulders. And again, two more. Leg down. Realign the spine, lengthen up, re-engage pelvic floor. Tighten from back to front, please. Lift the other leg up. Point, flex, point, and flex. Point, flex. So just keep that pace going. Lovely. Last one. Release the leg down. Excellent. Okay, so we've got the thighs working here a little bit. We're just going to pace that up now a little bit. We're going to change the direction with the leg. So we're going to lift one leg up, extend, and now we're just going to pulse up to the ceiling. Pointing the toes. Keep the leg as straight as you can. Release down. Excellent. Realign the lower back. Re-engage pelvic floor. Chin drops down slightly. Soften the shoulders. Let's do the other leg. Point the toes. Release down. Have a little break. Shoulder roll out. You've got some movement in the legs now. We're going to come back to the upper body. So from here, we're going to take hold of our towel. And this again is an option. You don't have to use the towel. So softening the shoulders, re-engaging pelvic floor, drawing navel in towards spine, sitting nice and tall. Reach the arms overhead. And all we're going to do here, dropping the chin down, is move our arms back and forward. So just a couple of gentle arm drawdowns and then pullbacks. Draw down, pullbacks, keeping the shoulders soft, but getting some mobility and some movement in the shoulders. So your shoulders remain neutral. They're not hunching up around your ears. A few times here. 3, exhale forward, inhale back. Exhale forward, inhale back. 2 and 1. Release the arms down. Shoulder roll out, loosen up. We're going to change direction with that, and we're going to go side to side. Arms overhead, and we're going to go just gently rocking side to side, but keeping the knees in line with your hips, and just getting some movement, some lateral flexion for the spine. Exhale, 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 exhale. Last one. Bring the arms down and release. Shoulder roll out. That is your first option. You can do this without the towel. Let's repeat that. Arms up. Soften the shoulders. Reach the arms back. Forward. So just literally allowing the arms to move forwards and back. Just getting some movement throughout the entire shoulder joint. Just do that a few times for me, keeping it nice and controlled. Try not to pop the ribs. Keep the rib cage pulling down. Lovely. Last one. And then bring the arms down. Take a few breaths here to re-engage pelvic floor. Lengthen up. Okay, we're going to do next move now. Arms up. And we're going to go just gently rocking side to side. So you can have the towel there as a tool. It kind of gets you to work your grip strength as well a little bit. But again, it's not essential. Breathe. Exhale, 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 exhale. Hold. Arms come down gracefully and you release your shoulders there. Okay, I'm going to come to standing now and I'm going to change the angle of the chair. Just going to repeat a few things. So you're going to take a few breaths here, look forward, try not to look down to the floor. We're going to push up to standing. So I'm going to change the angle of the chair so you can just see the leg movements from a different angle. Keep a note of my spine, coming down slowly, sitting on the edge. Re-engaging pelvic floor, checking knees in line with hips. Spine is lengthened, pelvic floor is tight, shoulders are soft, look forward. We're going to simply go. Now you're going to alternate. Just kicking the legs up, contracting the front of your thighs. Lovely. Point the toes. Last one coming up. Now the next one, sit nice and tall, shuffle forward, draw everything in. From here, we're going to extend the leg up, point, flex, point, and flex. Point, flex, point, and flex. Release, realign, lift up, other leg. Lift, point, flex, point, and flex, point, flex, point, and flex. Lots of gentle moves here, working the ankle. Point, flex, release. Good, lovely, shake it out. Okay, so we've got the legs working, we've got some movement through the upper body. We're going to start working the lower spine now. So this is really about what we call, imagine this, the letter C in the alphabet. Visualize your spine as the letter C or as a banana shape. Okay, so we're sitting nice and tall. You've got plenty of space behind you. You're going to reach the arms forward. Your palms are facing. Now we're sitting on our sit bones, our buttocks basically. So what we want to do is we're going to inhale. We're going to exhale. We're going to gently roll into a C shape, rolling off the sit bones, keeping the shoulders soft. Inhale, stay. Exhale, slowly roll back up. Inhale, exhale, roll through the lower spine into a C shape. Reach the arms forward. Inhale, stay. Exhale and release up. A few more times, please. Inhale, exhale, roll, roll, roll. Getting some mobility in that lower spine. Inhale, stay. Exhale, roll back up. Nice and controlled. Articulation through your spine. Inhale, exhale. Draw the navel in. Keep the shoulders soft. Eye line forward. Inhale, stay. Exhale and release. Two more on your own now, please. And release down. So what we were doing there was getting movement through the lower spine, your lumbar spine. Okay, so you were kind of, the reason we're sitting away from the back of the chair is you've got room to move into that C shape. And then you rebuild your spine bone by bone by bone at the top. So we're kind of allowing our bodies to move there into a lovely half roll down, seated. And you can do this one any time of the day, especially if you find that maybe you've been perhaps sitting a little bit more often, maybe you got engrossed in a good book or a good film or TV show, and you find, oh, the lower back's a bit tight. Just find a solid chair and do that a few times. It will help over time. Okay, coming up, we're almost there. So we're going to rock up to, well, I'm going to rock up to standing position. You don't have to, presumably you're still facing forward. I just want to change the angle of the chair, so I'm going to push up to a standing position. I'm going to change the angle of the chair again. So from here, what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that your feet are back in line with your hips. And we're just going to do a little bit of a stretch for the glute and the side of the hip. So we're going to take one leg up, place it here. And then from here, Now, be mindful of the knee. If you have any hip or knee issues, I'll give you a modification in a little bit. But sit nice and tall. And because we've got the knee at an angle here, just be mindful. We're going to very gently lean over to that side. Lift up out of the lower back. And just give it a very, very subtle, gentle push down. Just a nice way of opening up the inner thigh and the glute without forcing it. Never force anything in these sort of movements. This is about a very, very subtle, gentle move. Keep the shoulders soft, breathing into it. Good. And then gently release, come up safely, place that foot back down. Shake it out a little bit. When you are ready, bring the other leg, place it across the thigh. Now, for me, this side is a little tighter than the other one, so I'm going to go in quite slow, but we're going to place the forearm and the elbow down. We're going to lift up, and then we're going to just gently lean to that side, but very subtly. So I can feel that now kind of along the inner thigh and along the outer part of my buttock. And just breathe. It's just a nice way. You can also move the ankle here a little bit if you like. Sometimes it's nice just to do that as an extra little bit anyway, just to get some mobility in the ankle joint. Keep it from tightening or stiffening up. Leaning over and then gently release. Support the knee, bring it out and release. Modification on that, if you have a knee issue, you can straighten the leg. You can lift up this knee with the arms, and you can just bring the knee up as high as you can. So this just gives you, you can allow the kind of the foot to drop maybe just below the knee joint or just above it. But now you've kind of got more, you can just gently lean over to that side, and it's just a little modification. So if you've got any knee or hip issues, this might be a slightly safer way to do it. Or if you just want to do it anyway, just do it anyway as well. Just gives a nice opening through that inner thigh again. And then gently support the knee, lift it up, bring it down. Let's repeat that on the other side. So we're going to extend the leg out now rather than having it bent. You're going to support the knee, bring it up, lift up out of the waist, and then just very gently lean to that side. It's just a very subtle move, just to kind of give the hip, inner thigh, glute a little bit of a stretch out. A couple of deep breaths in and out. Good. And then gently release, lift up, place the feet on the floor. Okay. So from here, we're just going to extend the legs out now a little bit. You're sitting on the edge of the chair, so you can just kind of maybe just gently walk forward a little bit, let the eye line go down. Just feel the inner thighs opening. And then if that feels too easy, you can bring the soles of the feet together, place your hands on the inner thighs, pelvic floor tight, and just gently lean forward here, just giving the hips a bit of an opening, breathing into it. No tension around the face, no tension around the jaw. Keeping pelvic floor tight, and then gently releasing up. We're going to do a roll down now, so just be mindful here of if you have any blood pressure issues, just be very mindful of this. So in case you get dizzy, sitting nice and tall, you can watch it first. We're going to do 2 roll downs. Placing the hands to the side of the legs, we're going to inhale, look forward. Exhale, your chin drops. And all I want you to do is start to roll down through your spine, keeping your feet flat on the floor, allowing the arms to soften down. Go as low as you feel comfortable. Shake your head out if you feel up to it. Just loosen up. Inhale, stay. Exhale, slowly rebuild your spine. Bone by bone by bone. Lift up. Take a few breaths here. Breathe into it. Inhale. Exhale, chin drops. You allow yourself just to gently roll forward, bone by bone by bone. Let everything soften. Hands touch the floor. Shake your head out if you like. You might want to walk your hands to the right and then walk them back to center. Walk your hands to the left, back to center, and then slowly rebuild your spine. Bone by bone by bone. So head comes up last, shoulders soften. Eyeline is forward, and you just let it go. Now take a couple of deep breaths in and out. You can now release your pelvic floor, just let it go. Relax the abdominals a little bit here. Just take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Consciously let go. Maybe just let the shoulders move a little bit. See if they feel perhaps a little looser. Maybe a bit more movement around there. If it feels good, turn your head side to side. Just loosen up again. Look side to side. Maybe look up, look down, look up, and look down. And then hold center and release. Well done. Fantastic. So that was just a very, very hopefully gentle introduction to Pilates, chair-based Pilates, just to give you some ideas of what you could potentially do. It's about 30 minutes or so. So, you can do this any time of the day, but I would always say, always kind of do it when perhaps you're feeling a little bit warmer. So maybe sort of late morning, if you've been up and about for a while, done some gardening, cleaning, gone for a walk if you can, or anything like that. And do it often, because it'll help to hopefully reduce any stiffness or tightness around the joints and the muscles and the ligaments, etc. So thank you for watching. Leave your comments in the section below. If there's anything specific you want me to go through, I will do a follow-up to this. I wanted to do chair-based first because I'm conscious that some people don't like getting down onto the floor, which is fine. This gives you the option of doing some chair-based Pilates. So we'll build on this over the next few weeks. Thank you for keeping engaged with the charity, for watching the videos, for sharing them. And I hope to see you all very soon. Take care, stay safe, stay well, and thank you again. Bye.